Peacemakers are those who reconcile people back to God. That's what they do. They're not just passively peaceful, but they're actively peaceful. They're active in what they do. It says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18 and 19, all this is from God, who through Christ reconciled us to himself and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. That is, in Christ, God was reconciling the world for himself, not counting their trespasses against them, and entrusting to us the message of reconciliation. That's what we do. We make peace between man and God. That's what we do. We say, you know what? I know there's a wall here, but we're just going to bring it down. We're just going to bring it down because you're more valuable than that, and there's a purpose for you. And that's what we do. We're peacemakers in the kingdom. We're peacemakers. When we lived in Egypt, I would have people all the time tell me, every time we visited a church, it's amazing what Christians will tell you. It's amazing. I would probably get the most harsh comments coming from Christians inside of a church than people who weren't even saved about us going to the Middle East. Believe it. I don't talk about it much, but it happened all the time. I would be at a church, and I'd have the pastor come up to me and say, live in front of the church on a microphone, I know you're afraid. How afraid are you? I say, I'm not afraid. And he's like, oh, you could be honest with us. Just tell everybody how afraid you are. I'm like, I am not afraid. He's like, but you're taking your precious children and you're going to a part of the world that doesn't like us. How afraid are you? And he would just say it over and over, and I'd say, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Why? Because people need to know. People need to know. When I lived in Egypt, I'd walk the streets having already had all these things told to me prior to going. And I just decided in my heart from day one, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Everybody. They already know we're foreigners. Trust me, they know. 25 million people in Cairo, all of them knew we were a foreigner. Because the minute you get off the airport, they know. Their eyes, they know. They're like, oh, they went to that neighborhood. They live in number whatever. They know. So I just thought, you know what? We're just going to love everybody. That's what we're going to do. So I'd walk around, and I'd say hi to everybody. And at first, they're shocked. Like, whoa, the woman is speaking to me. And my little kids, would just say hi. Everybody would say hi. We just knew everybody. And I knew in my heart, you know why? I want to be friends with everybody out here. I want to be a peacemaker in the streets, because if something goes down, I want them to let me know. Right? Something's happening in my neighborhood, I want them to say, we need to tell the foreigners. We need to let them know not to come out right now. And I just decided I'm going to be the peacemakers with everybody. Too many times we walk around with just this tunnel vision, but our job is to reconcile man to God. So how I'm going to do that? I'm going to love on them. I'm going to buy things from their little store that I don't really need, but it costs 50 cents and it'll bless them. I'm going to buy chips every day. I had a man, he wanted to give a candy to my littlest every single day. He just considered her his Egyptian adopted daughter. And Jay's like, oh, you got to buy something from him. We can't just get a free candy every day. So then all of a sudden, bags. He's like, where'd you go? I'm like, well, I got to buy from the guy. I spent $2. I have all these chips. And he's like, oh, we'll use them at the church. But I just wanted to create that peace. I wanted to let him know, listen, we are here to help you find him. That's what we're here for. So if I'm going to do it by just blessing you and helping you, then that's what I'm here for. And everybody in the neighborhood knew that the foreigners were there loving on them. That's what they knew. Because that's what we do. We are peacemakers. And it says that peacemakers will be called sons of God.